You've done everything right. You've secured the job, perhaps built a family, and acquired the things the world promised would bring fulfillment. And yet, one morning you wake up and feel a hollowness you can't quite name. It's not sadness. It's a strange, haunting sensation that you've become a stranger in your own life. Carl Jung called this the noon of life. Most people call it a crisis, but Jung saw it as the most pivotal event of your existence. This isn't the end of your youth. It's the birth of your true essence. If you are between 35 and 50 and feel that nothing that once filled you makes sense anymore, this video isn't a coincidence. It is an invitation to your second act. Jung explained that the human journey is divided into two halves, each with radically different purposes. The first half is the phase of the persona. Your energy is focused outward. You must build a strong ego, earn a living, find a partner, and adapt to society. It's a stage of expansion and conquest. But the second half begins with the crisis. The energy, the libido, stops flowing toward the world and begins to sink into the depths of your interior. Jung once said something that hits like a thunderbolt. We cannot live the afternoon of life according to the program of life's morning, for what was great in the morning will be little at evening. The mistake most of us make is trying to cling to the morning sun, when what the psyche is actually demanding is depth. How do you know if you're crossing this threshold? The psyche sends three primary messengers. The sacred boredom. You find yourself weary of the same old distractions. Social gatherings start to feel like a performance, a hollow waste of time. The return of the repressed. You experience vivid dreams of versions of yourself you long ago abandoned. The artist you never became, the wanderer you forgot. This is your shadow demanding a seat at the table. The weight of inauthenticity. You feel that your career or lifestyle is a mask that has grown too tight. Jung studied this through the lens of world mythology. It is Inanna's descent into the underworld, or Moses in the desert. You must lose your way to truly be found. 3. The weight of inauthenticity. You feel that your career, your social status, or even your daily lifestyle has become a persona, a mask that has grown too heavy and too tight. It no longer fits the person you are becoming. Every smile feels forced, and every success feels like someone else's victory. Jung studied this transition through the lens of world mythology. It is Inanna's descent into the underworld, where she must strip away her royal garments at every gate until she stands naked before her own soul. It is Moses wandering in the desert, stripped of his Egyptian identity to find his true calling. This stage is uncomfortable, even terrifying, because the old you is dying. But remember, you must lose your way in the forest of the familiar to truly be found in the clearing of the self. To cross this bridge, Jung did not give us a list of chores. He left us a set of maps to the interior. He understood that at this stage, your internal compass is being recalibrated by a force much larger than your conscious mind. First, you must listen to your dreams. In midlife, dreams stop being mere echoes of your day-to-day chores. They become archetypal transmissions. They are the blueprints of what your soul requires for its next evolution. Jung taught us that the dream is the small hidden door in the deepest and most intimate sanctum of the soul. It is through this door that the neglected parts of your being cry out for recognition. Second, you must integrate your shadow. This is perhaps the most courageous act of the second half of life. Ask yourself, what parts of me have I judged as bad? shameful, or unnecessary. We often spend 40 years trying to be good, but Jung challenged us to be something much more difficult, to be whole. As he famously said, "I'd rather be whole than good." You cannot move forward while leaving half of your soul in the dark. Now is the time to reclaim those exiled pieces. Your anger, your unbridled creativity, your hidden desires, and harness them as fuel for your transformation. Third, you must shift from success to significance. If the first half of your life was an obsession with the question, how much? How much money? How much status? How much security? The second half demands the question, why? This is the pivot from the external world of quantity to the internal world of quality. Jung lived this shift himself. In his autobiography, Memories, Dreams, Reflections, he recounted his own shattering crisis at age 38. Despite a prestigious academic career, he felt a profound loss of soul. He did the unthinkable. He walked away from his titles and began playing with stones on the shore of a lake, like a child. By allowing himself to be unproductive in the eyes of society, he discovered the method of active imagination. He realized that the creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct. He wasn't afraid to look foolish to the world in order to become wise in the eyes of his own spirit. He taught us that we must be willing to let go of the life we planned, so as to accept the life that is waiting for us. The midlife crisis is not a pathological condition. It is not a disease to be cured or a fire to be extinguished. It is, in its purest form, your soul's ultimate defense mechanism. It is the psyche's desperate attempt to keep you from dying as a mere caricature, a hollowed-out version of the person you were divinely intended to become. Jung understood that we spend the first half of our lives building a container, but we spend the second half discovering what that container was meant to hold. If you feel lost today, if the ground beneath you feels unstable, I invite you to do the impossible. Celebrate. Celebrate the disorientation. It is the surest sign that the ego, that small, frantic island of consciousness, no longer holds absolute power over your destiny. The self, the grand architect of your being, is finally taking the lead. As Jung beautifully and poignantly put it, only that which can change shall remain. We are not meant to be static monuments to our past successes. We are meant to be living, breathing processes of transformation. Your second act is not a repeat of the first with a different set of clothes. It is a fundamental shift in the gravity of your soul. This time, the protagonist is not the mask you wear for the world, but the real you, unmasked, integrated, and finally, whole. You are not shrinking, you are deepening. You are not fading, you are becoming. If this message has found a home in your heart today, I invite you to join our community as we continue to descend into the rich, transformative depths of the human psyche. This journey is not one we are meant to take in total isolation. Leave a comment below with the word rebirth if you are ready to stop surviving and start becoming. Let it be a signal to yourself and to the world that your second act has officially begun. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, remember, your light is not found by avoiding the dark, but by daring to walk through it.